that stores the integer type of data into the memory. And next operator is delete operator. After after the use of p variable, we have to free that memory for the next purpose. So we have to delete by using delete operator. So that delete operator is used to delete the object. So here is the syntax: pointer underscore variable. That is nothing but the pointer variable. New is the operator, and data type we have to given here integer, float, character, etc., etc. There are the two different types of data types used to allocate the memory for P and Q. The data types is int and float. We have to create the object P, integer object, and Q, that is floating point object. That new is the operator that will allocate the memory for P as well as Q. So there are two different types of assigning values to the newly created object. First one is asterisk P is equal to, suppose for example here we have to take on 45, and asterisk Q we have to take on here floating point value 9.8 semicolon. In P we have to store 45 as an integer value, and Q 9.8 floating point value. So that will be defined also in a different way. Integer star P asterisk P is equal to new integer 45. Okay. There are the two types of different types we have to assign the values to the newly created object. If we delete that P and Q, we use delete unary operator here, and can be deleted by using delete P semicolon or delete Q semicolon. This is a simple syntax: delete pointer variable. This is the simple example. In that header file namespace is also taken. Integer main. Here we have to define or declare the variable. That is, the name of variable is size. Integer star array is equal to new int size. Means we have to create here the object for that given size array. Then next we enter the size of array, take the size. Then next we have to enter here the elements, and we extract all the values of the in the array. After that, the elements that you have entered are, we print that specific array. Those are taken from the user by using that new operator and cin. So in for loop we print that array, whole array, by using that for loop until the final condition, means what, until the size. And after that, after using that specific variable, or after printing that memory, whole memory, those are using by array, so that memory is deallocated by delete ARR, that is array. So the array is the object which will be created in that project, in that program. After using or after printing the values from that memory locations, we delete by using the delete operator. So friends, what happened in that program? Here we have to reduce this the memory, and that memory is used for next purpose. So that is called as memory management. Friends, on that next slides, I have to take an practical number one. So each and every student execute that practical on your laptop, desktop, or by using online compiler. On the next slides, I will explain the algorithms for 3n plus 1 problem. So friends, refer the next slides, write your program on the notebook, make the CPU1 notebook, practical notebook as a separate or individual, and execute that practical on your desktop or laptop. Write down the executed practical on notebook with the given algorithm in the slide, as well as write the sample input as well as sample output. On the next slides, I have to take on the input in the program, means assigns the value to the variable. But friends, you take that values from your console, means by using cin operator, you implement your program. So friends, there are several practicals we are executed in C++. These are the programming challenges. Our first programming challenge is 3n plus 1 problem. What is 3n plus 1 problem? How it will be executed? How we have to understand this problem? This is very easy problem, friends. The 3n plus 1 problem is known as Collat's conjecture. It is also known as Collat's conjecture. What is Collat's conjecture? Collat's conjecture is simply a series. The 3n plus 1 is also the series. What the series is. So here, if we take the even number, then we have to divide that number by 2. If the number is odd number, triple it and add 1, that is 3n plus 1. So very easy, friends. If you take here 12, n is equal to 12 from the user, then that 12 is what? That 12 is an even number. And what we have to do here, if the number is even, we divide that number by 2. So we get 12 divided by 2, we get 6. So in the first, at the first index of that Collat's series is 12. The next number is 6, because in the specific algorithm, if the number is even number, then we divide that number by 2. So we get next value is 6. So when we have to execute the for loop or the condition for the next output, that is 6, that 6 is also even number, we divide that 6 by 2, so we get 3. The 3 is odd number, so for that purpose we have to go into the else condition. and we perform 3n plus 1 step. So when we get 3 as the output, and that is the next input for that series. So here the n is 3, so 3 into 3 plus 1, that is the second condition if the number is odd. Then we find 9 plus 1, that is 10. Friend, 10 is even number, so we divide it by 2, we get 5. 5 is odd number, again we perform 3n plus 1, 5 into 3 plus 1, 16. 16 is even number, then divide by 2, that is 8. 8 is even number, so divide by 2. 4, then we get 4. 4 is even number, divide by 2, we get 2. And last, 2 is even number, then 2 divided by 2, we get 1. So friends, we start from n is equal to 12 and finally we get 1. So until 1 we executed that iterations. Very easy programming challenge. This is the first program of our or practical of our 3n of our CP1 competitive programming 1 programming challenge, the 3n plus 1. This is the practical number 1. So friends, execute that practical. I have to taken the example of 12. Yes, that will be taken in the next slide. N is equal to 12. That is the input from the user. So print n. First of all, we print the first number 12. N is greater than 1. Yes. So that number is even number. We find the modulus. If modulus means what, remainder is 0, then we divide that number by 2 and print that number. Else, if we passes the value of n is odd number, then we perform the step in we goes in else condition. So n is equal to 3 into n plus 1. So friends, we get here 12, 6, 3, 10, 5, 16, 8, 4, 2 and 1. It is very easy to understand that first number 12 is the even number. So the remainder, we are going in the if control statement, the remainder is 0. So we divide that 12 by 6. We divide that 12 by 6. Sorry, 12 by 2. We find the output 6. Yes. Then we again check the while condition 6 is greater than 1. Yes. So 6 is the modulus. We find the modulus of 6 mod of 2. We get 0 here again. Remainder is 0. So 6 is a even number. We get 6 divided by 2. We get 3. But friend, the 3 is the odd number. So here we have to check again. 3 is greater than 1. Yes. If n mod by 2 is equal to 0, no, because 3 provides here the remainder. So at that time we are going to the else execution control statement. So 3 into n, that is 3 into 3 plus 1, that is 3 into 3, that is 3 into 3 9 plus 1 10. So 10, we get here 10, print it 10. We go again to the while loop. 10 is greater than 1. Yes. 10 is a even number, so remainder is 0, and 10 divided by 2, that is 5. 5 is the output, sample output. Again we check for the 5. 5 is greater than 1. Yes. If 5 mod of 2, then remainder is 1. So that is the odd number, and we go to the 3 into n plus 1 else control statement. We get 5 into 3 plus 1, 16. 16 is the even number. 16 modulus of 2 is equal to 0. Yes. So 16 divided by 2, the output is 8. Again we executed for 8. We get the output is here 4, because that 8 is the even number. We divide 4 by 2, we get the output is 2, and finally we got 1. That is also called as Colak's conjecture, and that problem is called as 3n plus 1 problem. This is our practical number 1, friends. The another slide taken for odd number 5. So friends, you have to execute that specific program for 7, 9, 11, 13, suppose 15, etc., etc. You have to take 2 to 3 examples and execute your practical.